I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about, as this is my 5th Abarth turbo gauge on a little Fiat 500. Chuck it around here. There we go. It's great to be back in an Abarth. That was so much fun. I'd say they're quite reliable. In the future I do plan on making this car faster, and when I test drove this car I was actually pleasantly surprised. Yes guys, so today we are going for finally a driving video in my recently purchased Abarth 595. It's super windy, so let's just get inside and get on with the video. You join me today in my Abarth 595, and today I've chosen a nice stormy, real windy day to go and take you out for a drive with me in my Abarth. So at least it's not raining, but we have had some sort of storm, so it is proper blowy and gustery out. Although I'm not the biggest fan of the exhaust that my Abarth has come with, the Abarths are just, it's just a fact that the Abarths just sound good from the factory, whether you've got my exhaust system or of course the much better Record Monza exhaust. I'm filming this in between Christmas and New Year's, so the car hasn't really been driven much anyway, so probably do the car some good to go out for a little bit of a hoon around today. And to be honest, in the short time that I've owned this car since November, I haven't really taken it out just for a drive. I've obviously been using this car for commuting and boring reasons, so it'd be nice for me as well just to go for a pointless drive. I say pointless, obviously I'm doing this for the sake of YouTube and for the sake of going for a drive on a lovely, really windy day. Yay! I remember taking my parents' Panda 100 horsepower actually up this road. It is very bendy and very nice. So guys, if you didn't know, this is the more basic spec of Abarth, and this Abarth came out of the factory with its basic power of 145 bhp. This is my 5th Abarth. I have owned quicker Abarths before. My most recent Abarth was actually remapped in the end to have 180 horsepower, so of course this Abarth is never going to be as quick as 180 horsepower yet, but I am still happy. And when I test drove this car I was actually pleasantly surprised by how quick they actually are. Because remember, 145 brake horsepower isn't really that bad for a little hot hatch like this, out the box, out the factory. But of course in the future I do plan on making this car faster by adding modifications, hopefully a remap down the line, etc, etc. But for now, power wise, the car is staying as it is with the 145 bhp, and it's fine for me. And nowadays the more newer facelifted Series 4 Abarths, which this is, they do come with 145 bhp, whereas in the past the more basic spec Abarth, they came out the factory, the slowest one back in the day was 130. So now with the slowest Abarth being 145 bhp, I don't think that's that bad really. So all the Abarths come with the same engine, so a 1.4 T-Jet turbo boosted engines of course. So just on a normal boring road now. So being an Abarth, all Abarths come with a sport mode. Now there's a bit of controversy because some Abarth owners never put their Abarths in sport mode, which I think is stupid. My Abarth is always in sports mode. My parents also own a Abarth, their Abarth is always in sport mode. Basically sport mode does do a thing, so it makes the acceleration quicker. And if you have got a Record Monza with the valve system, when the car's in sports mode it opens up the valve, so you then got all 4 pipes doing their thing instead of 2 I believe when the valves are closed. So let me know in the comments below if you are a fellow Abarth owner like myself. Is your sports button always pushed in? Is your sports mode always on? I don't know if there's a myth of without sports mode on you save more fuel, it's more fuel efficient. It might be, I don't know, but I just personally feel like when a car isn't in sports mode it's very sluggish and the steering's too light, whereas again in sports mode, quicker acceleration on the pedal, you feel it, and the steering's a bit more kind of heavier, a bit more sporty, which I like. I'd like to think I know what I'm talking about, as this is my 5th Abarth, but these cars are just fun out the box. And as I say, this isn't the quickest Abarth you can get out the box, but it is by all means fine for me at the moment, as this is a standard car that I have bought. Now before this, I nearly bought a Series 3 base model, and that I believe would have had 130 bhp. I was pleasantly surprised at how quick 130 bhp felt after my previous one having 180 brake horsepower. But like I say, this has actually got the 145 bhp. On some of the more base models, I'm going to say Abarths, there are two different turbos. So this one has got the more smaller powered IHI turbo. Oh no, am I in the wrong lane? No, I'm not. And then other Abarths, such as your Competizione, they come with your Garrett turbo, which obviously just a bigger turbo means you can produce more power through that. Of course, people probably upgrade turbos and all sorts of engine parts on these cars. If you guys like Abarths, you'll know this, but there are loads of modifications, tuning parts for these cars, and that's another reason why I wanted to get myself into an Abarth. I've already got a couple of companies wanting to work with me with this car. I've also got parts that I want to own again on this car and put on this car, so the future is very exciting for me in this Abarth. It is pretty quick, to be fair, so if I try and join this little dual carriageway, we'll do a little kind of acceleration from what we're in second. And although I don't really rate this exhaust system, it does sound good. Oh, and also, of course, when you have the sport mode on, you do get the illuminated turbo gauge lights up with sport, just to remind you that the sport mode is on, and that's a nice little touch. Obviously, when the sports mode isn't on, the turbo gauge doesn't say sport. And how many cars nowadays come with a turbo gauge? I mean, it's people kind of slag it off sometimes, oh, it's just stuck on the dash. Well, where else are going to put it, like, you know? But I think it looks nice, the fact it's just stuck on next to the main kind of instrument cluster. I think it's cool. And when you're giving it some, and when you've modified it, you'll see that turbo gauge go right around more. But yeah, it's such a cool thing to have a turbo gauge on a little Fiat 500, as people call them, but it's not a Fiat 500, guys, it's an Abarth 595. And these cars can be sensible, of course. If you don't modify it, it's a sensible hot hatch. And I'm just doing a speed limit now, 50 down a dual carriageway. Of course, these Abarths never come with cruise control, only the Abarth 124 Spiders do, which I've owned one of them as well in the past. 50 miles per hour, and you know, you're just kind of cruising along in your nice car. You know, in this car I've got the smaller touchscreen out of the two, but all the Abarths do come with a touchscreen, so I just have the smaller one in this more basic spec. And then in here I've got obviously the blue dash, which is quite nice to look at. In this car, like, it's a nice place to be, and if you're not ripping it around, it can be a sensible car, especially if you're one of these people that don't have it in sport mode, you know. Yeah, it's pretty quick off the mark. It's always nice to have a car that can get you out of sticky situations at roundabouts, and if you accidentally pull out on someone, you've got the kind of literally the boost to get you going. I did have to top up the coolant on this car the other day, but that's only because I spoke to my dad about it. It was just on a bit of the low side, but my dad said it's nothing to worry about, because when I bought this car, part of the deal was they did a cam belt change. My dad said the car might be drinking a bit more coolant than usual, just to compensate for that mechanical work the car's had. Bought this car with a fresh cam belt fitted, freshly serviced, new MOT, so yeah, she should be good to go. Might just have to keep an eye on the brake discs at some point, because I know they've got a bit of a lip. But my parents have had their Abarth since new in 2016. They've had it for like 7 years now, and you know, people can slag off Italian cars, especially Alfa Romeos, you know, they'll get it wrong a lot, but touch, oh, I've said it now, there's no wood to touch. But my parents have never had their Abarth break down on them, because my dad just looks after it, you know, if your generic regular servicing. He's recently done a cam belt on their Abarth, but yeah, they've never had anything go wrong with their Abarth, just, you know, the tyres, the brakes, just all that kind of generic maintenance, and their Abarth has been reliable. It's never let them down, and out of the 5 that I've owned, I'm yet to have an Abarth let me down, so I'd say they're quite reliable. So I mentioned cruise control. Obviously these Abarths don't have any, but you do have this nice steering wheel controls on the steering wheel, and they're quite good. So you also got your hands free that you can manage through the steering wheel controls. You've got your volume up, volume down for the radio, muting, and you can change, because I've got the more kind of electronic dash look. You can change different things that you want to see on the dash. So when you want to call someone, you can operate who you want to call through the dash and not just through the radio. And you can see what music's playing by looking in front of you, and it saves you from looking at the radio as well. So I really like the features at the electronic dash. I like the features how you can customize it to see what you want to see, and well, yeah, you can tell the display what you want it to display, and I really like that. So as I've said in these Abarth videos before, I do plan on modifying this car and obviously getting more power out of it, and I just thought for now it'd be nice to do a video of it being standard power, standard exhaust. So later on down the line, hopefully when the car's been remapped and different exhaust system and upgrades, we can both look at this video together and be like, wasn't this car just so boring when I took it for this drive? It's not boring, but wasn't it so quiet and stuff? So yeah, I just wanted to get a driving video out there of me driving how the car currently is in standard 145 bhp mode. Yeah, not sounding so good under the bridges just yet, but hopefully we'll get a bit more noise when we go under a bridge in the future. Oh, she pulls well and forth. Now these are only 5 speeds, they do come in automatics. My parents have had automatic Abarths, it's like courtesy cars back in the day. Personally, they don't rate them. I have owned an automatic 124 Spider, which is a completely different car really to these little Abarths, and that was fine. But I personally think if you are able to drive a manual, that you do want to get a manual of this shape of Abarth, because it's just a driver's car really, and obviously the manual, you've got more control over how you drive it really. And I am a fan of automatic cars, but yeah, for me it has to be a manual in this shape of Abarth. It's proper blowy out. Jesus Christ, get me back in that slow lane. Proper blowing about she was. One thing I would like to talk about, and a future mod, would be to lower the car for obviously look reasons, but obviously it will just hold it very better with the car being lowered, because at the moment it looks like it's on stilts by Abarth, and I have lowered one of my previous ones before, of course. Right, finally got a twisty road with no one in front of us. And this car doesn't come with Brembos, this Abarth, which is again a bit annoying. Only some of the better spec ones do, like the Turismos and the Competizioni. So I've just got standard brakes on this, but yeah, they're perfectly fine. Good stopping power for what they are. Oh, they're just great down country roads. Into third. Another double bend, brakes, there we go. That's how you do it. That's how you do a country road in Abarth. That was fun, that was. That was so much fun. I want to do it all over again. Yeah, that was good. I like that. That was good times. There we go, baby. Get that turbo gauge all the way around ish. She's quick for a little 145 bhp, I tell ya. There we go. Oh yeah. These cars are so much fun. These Abarths are just great. Great around corners as they are. Great to pick up speed as they are, like out the box they're alright, you know, they're so much fun. That's why I had to get myself into my 5th one. There's cheeky little cars with a sting in their tail, because obviously the Abarth badge is a scorpion, you know. Much fun, much fun. Yes, it's great great to be back in an Abarth. It had to be done. Chuck it round here. There we go. That's more like it. So that's it then guys for this driving video. So I just wanted to make this video just before the new year, and I just wanted to get this driving video out there, as like I say, I hope to make this car more powerful in the near future. I hope to modify it in the near future, and hopefully next time we do a driving video this car will have some mods on. It might be a bit quicker, it might sound different, but yeah, I just wanted to do a driving video of how the Abarth currently is in its standard 145 brake horsepower form really. So thanks for watching. Also, just a quick note, I don't plug this hardly at all, so please bear with me and please listen up. I need your help, and it will cost you absolutely nothing, but it will really help me out. If you're not subscribed, just take a couple of seconds to click the subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 4,000 subscribers before the end of the year, and I'm nearly there. So if you like what I do and you want to see more, hit subscribe, and yeah, it'll cost you nothing, but it'll really help me out because numbers do talk at the end of the day. So thank you for watching this video. There we go, driving video done near Bath, and I'll see you in another video in the new year. Thanks for watching, have a good one.